multi-man burrow strike.
I thought it was weird also.
I think he's the best hero in the game, yeah.
And SEA, like, be all end all.
Well,
Planet Dog still looking for that offlane hero.
they could. Does he run mid silencer? Is that not a him thing?
10 seconds
Nah, I
remaining.
don't. I mean, I think they most certainly have done in the past.
Snap the
There's
30
the
seconds.
TI, yeah, and
There you go,
there's the
TA.
TA. So
Wow.
I think Thug will be happy with that. Even though, as you said, it's going to be tricky mid lane. I think, you know, this is Thug TA, Thug Quap. There's two big ones. But yeah, the 33 Tide is definitely something to be scared of. There's going to be this really good counter team fight the Planet Dog have, and we saw his Tide Hunter earlier, and it was absolutely phenomenal.
If they do Tide versus Earthshaker like they do the aggro, who actually, like, both are good versus melee heroes, right? Who is better versus who? The Tide versus Earthshaker 1v1.
I think probably the Shaker has the advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At least in the early levels, too.
Because I guess with the you don't really care too much about the Anchor Smash because the enchant totem to get
Yeah,
the CS.
you can preemptively totem. You don't
Yeah.
even have to be in the creep wave to do it. You
Yeah.
can just totem, walk up, hit, walk away. Or you can even use the Aftershock, basically how he uses Anchor Smash. Because they have roughly the
10
same
seconds
AoE.
remaining.
Yeah, that's
So you
I
can
don't
trade
think
them.
that lane is.
No, probably not.
You don't.
I think there's
If
one
it was
time-
the aggro, that's it,
I
yeah.
think there's one time.
Yeah, I
I
think,
don't, ridiculous squad.
yeah, you can't lay any of the early level wards down. They just get farmed up super easily. I think this is going to be a lane swapping game where I think it should be, like, counter versus counter. I still think middle lane's just going to be Quap Night Stalker, and that's just a pain to deal with. So I like the advantage there already. You get a Quap to level, early levels, early farm, and it's a key to success. A major key.
So overall, you guys are saying that you do prefer Planet Dog's lineup? You think it makes more sense
Yeah.
as such?
I like
Prepare
those
for
lineup.
battle.
I like the early game, and I think winning an early game is a very big key to winning the entire game, as we saw last. Yep.
Plus they got 33 Tide.
33
Absolute
Tide.
Faith. Absolute faith in this man.
Well, once again, I'm going to go watch it out there. You know, with
Yeah.
the brothers, I'll listen to your guys' great casting. I mean, almost as great as mine. I appreciate what you're doing, trying to catch up to me in terms of drafting, but have fun.
That's high praise.
See
I
about
love
that.
Grant.
But here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Spartan coming in with the classic Spartan chant.
Oh,
Milan actually getting caught out by Garen. And maybe that little chant
What?
will work out. Yeah, the block's coming through. J4 Shadow Word heal. Is it going to be enough? In fact, it may be enough to turn around. No, they do get the first blood.
oh, the deny.
Oh, the deny Spartan. That chanting certainly powered that first blood and deny. MNT could be in trouble though. Will drop the branch, start to tango. They are chasing this down. They'll be able to get quite a bit of harassment back onto Kaiser with the curse. Kaiser is taking a lot of damage. They're chasing MNT deep. And the fairy fight. Is he actually going to live? The tango reject. Is that going to be enough against the Shadow Word? And the Shadow Strike is not. 33 with the level 1 gush does seal the deal. But overall, so the first blood goes to mousesports. Kaiser takes a huge amount of harassment. We'll be fine because he has J4 with the Shadow Word by the looks of it. And 33 is just praying.
I think you're muted, Neil.
Worthy taunt.
Rob!
You're
Hey,
good now,
back.
you're good. Yeah, but this is the second time today we've seen him level 1 gush. He could be paying for it right now, though.
Yeah, with this Gale connection, and Spartan still being very close. He's got one Fairy Fire. Actually,
Wait, what? He didn't.
He's-
Oh my God!
surely he's not living
No,
yet.
he's gonna die
Yeah,
anyway.
MNT comes round with the Brain Sap. His availability, and there we have it. So a second kill for mousesports at the back of all of this action occurring in their own jungle. See how the lanes are settling off. So indeed, this Queen of Pain Night Stalker combination in the mid lane for the time being against Thug. Up top, Skylark on the off lane Shaker dealing with Swift Ending, safe lane Lycan. J4 supporting up on the Warlock. MNT's going to come across the mid lane, provide Thug that support that he needs in this very hefty matchup the Planet Dog are putting against him. And bottom lane, 33 Tide up against the safe lane Madara Venomancer. How is this going to go? It's going to be a scenario. Is there anyone that you feel does have the clear lane advantage?
Well, bottom lane is definitely going to be won by Mouse, no question. The level 1 gush, while it did secure kill, it does hinder the Tide's laning ability. And in mid, I would probably say the Queen Night Stalker probably favored, so Planet Dog went that lane, then, you know, top. Skylark is probably going to get a good amount here because it's a Warlock Lycan lane. Not really the best at being able to actually compete, plus he fought a lot of regen. So I'd say Mouse probably doing good in 2 of their 3 matchups.
It's
You're
working.
good now, I think.
I think you're not sitting on pulling or anything away. No, it's working now. We can hear you now. So
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think your cable's loose or something.
Yeah. Try
dude.
Grant's. Use Grant's headphones.
Yeah, you're
So
like
switch their
you're
headsets.
popping in and out. So
Switch headsets. Try that one out. Oh, Skylark, yeah, indeed. CS-wise, he's only got a couple out of this. Swift Ending doing his best with the help of J4 to zone him out. Mid lane. CS between Cloak and Kaiser, 6 for 3, 7 for 3 on the TA, 10 for 4 on the quad. The lead is there.
typical NA.
Typical NA.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where, from a laning perspective, I would probably say that Mouse has the edge. But in regards to overall lineup and what it can do, like Warlock Tidehunter teamfight is super, super difficult to do anything into. And Mouse's lineup is not really known for buying mass BKBs. You're pretty much just looking at the PA and saying, okay, yeah, that's probably a BKB buyer. So Ravage and the Warlock Fatal Bomb as well is going to have effect pretty much throughout the entire freaking game.
Top. Skylar coming in to pull the creep wave around. Make sure they can get it back to safety to farm. Mid lane, MNC. And Thug bringing Kaiser down low. He has no regeneration left upon him. Courier's just now out, so he'll just send himself out another pack of tangos.
Briefly, but
Middle lane actually going better for Mouse than I originally
And
anticipated.
they're getting away with playing it super aggressively, pushing them back behind that tier 1.
Yeah, the Bane is proving to be much more useful in the laning phase. Even though his spells are really high mana cost. Spartan, did he just...
He went to
wasn't
TP,
coming.
yeah, and then he saw and knew that there's no way out. Cancels the TP, and Planet Dog take themselves to freedom. Spartan comes across a little too deep for his own safety. Space for Moradara on that bottom lane, as you said, with the situation being that this Tide certainly would struggle in this 1v1 against the Venom. 3-3. Sticking to his favourite place, the jungle, where we can expect efficiency to hit its finest, the way that 33's played in previous games.
This seems to happen a lot with Venom. The heroes that he plays against is lean. So it's like, well, not going to get anything here. Time to try to find another place on the map where I can do something, get some value.
I guess once you get more points in Crack Shell, you're willing to return back to the lane.
Yeah, the Plague Words will eventually just deal 0 damage to you.
Yeah.
Milan, maybe seeing if he could find a bit of a wraparound in the mid, but MNT continues to stay very close to Thug. Top lane, bit of a go being made onto Skyline. Drops the totem. He's got a Fisher as well if he ever feels too much in pressure. And just getting away with being able to stick very close to the creep wave. Continuing to get a good amount of levels. Same pace as if 33 is finding the levels in the jungle, both of them. Just on their way into level 4 at the moment. And comes across, just getting a nice ward down behind it to see if there's opportunities to go for the kill. And a Wuno backup comes in, Skylark gets gone upon. He has already used that Fisher, only has the Aftershock passive to try and hold back Milan. Milan continues to dive, will get the kill. Spartan comes across, but not too much he can do to hold back the
He
Night Stalker.
immediately pings the cliff because there's no way Night Stalker promptly counter.
You know what would have been next level? If he used Hunter in the night.
Oh man, the massive bluff.
That would have been insanely
That would've
next
been-
level.
Oh man, mind game.
I probably would have done that anyway just because I have no awareness. Been like, wait, he's gonna go under the tree, and then I would have saw the word afterwards and felt stupid.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Could have
attack.
made.
Yep.
Well, this mid lane is 40 CS on Thug in comparison to the 27 of Kaiser. It's been going amazing for the TA, despite that start against the Night Stalker Queen of Pain combination. The presence of the Bane certainly making an impact and giving Thug the start that he needs.
Yeah, the Bane kind of equalized everything, I think, whereas normally the Night Stalker is able to just walk in.
Dire's
Bane
bottom
is
tower
pretty
is under
beefy
attack.
for an early game hero. You know, at level 4 he still has 5 base armor, hits for 71 damage. And Brain Sap is a very effective nuke in the sense that if you're missing health, you get like twice the effect basically. So it's a 320 damage differential that you get by casting a spell, assuming you're missing at least that much of your own HP. And that means that Night Stalker, even with his very mana efficient nuke, can't trade. So yeah, the Bane definitely helped out a lot, but now the Night Stalker's got other things on his mind. Like killing Madara.
Let's see if he gets him. Chasing him down. They've got the Gush, the Gale, next on to 33 and Milan. Madara pops the one charge. He's trying to block them up with the Plague Ward. He's going to go for the TP out. Does he actually make it out of it? He does. Nice escape there from Madara to TP straight up in the tree line. And he'll keep himself safe from that rotation. Come on, mid lane, Thug. Manning up onto Kaiser. 53 CS now on this tier. It's 7.5 minutes in. That is an insane amount of farm. Bottom lane, Milan jumps forward with the Hunter of the Night, finds Spartan. 33, going very, very low. Spartan, he gets the +2, he gets the +4, he will fall down. But he got the intelligence. That's a hashtag word.
Infinite skill.
Did they think that they couldn't kill him or something? Silence.
I mean, he's only got level 1 Kraken. I don't think that was it. I think maybe he thought he was just dead anyway. Yeah.
Maybe he felt, do you think he felt that maybe he could get the Ravage and turn it around even more, catch both of them in the
level
off?
5.
But he's so close to 6, one more creep would have done it. The fact that this top lane attempt here, he's not even going to need the Ravage, but it looks good. But the Anchor Smash and the chase efforts with the Leicester. Oh, the Echo! Oh, Skylark comes in just in time, and that is going to be enough to save Madara. Skylark could be in trouble himself. Swift Ending being kept alive by the Shadow Word Heal from J4. He'll go for the TP out MNT. He doesn't have the mana for Brain Sap. But they keep that man alive. Ravage comes out, but it's a bit of a desperation play. The Sonic Wave does make it worth it. They'll get the Skylark kill. They do lose 33-4, and MNT continue to hunt. Does now have mana for the Brain Sap. Trying to get vision here with the ward. There's the Gale into the Brain Sap. mousesports make sure that this trades a 2-for-1. And overall, just really nice reaction there from Mouse, getting in just in time, and Skylark with the big old Echo Slam play to kick things off.
I mean, the Echo Slam was definitely really nice, and so was the Fissure. It's just unfortunate that it didn't result in a Lycan kill. If MNT
that would have been
lane,
the dream.
If he had any mana whatsoever when he came to that lane, that would have been a completely different story. But they did commit Ravage and a Sonic Wave to kill an Earthshaker. So, probably not the end of the world for Mouse, just in regards to getting more space to the TA. You know, he just killed that pretty beefy Ancient Sack. I think it was like 4 stacks when he killed it. And then it respawned again. So he's accelerating his farm very nicely. He's 72 versus 42 CS Kaiser at the moment. Between his name. Yeah, it's not even 10 minutes in yet. He's doing very well.
Even more so now with the tower goal going Mouse's way on the top lane. Tier 1 in the middle as well. Being very vulnerable to being finished off by a push from Mouse. Spartan. Be a little careful, he's very, very low. The Fatal Bonds on the creeps as well as the Shadow Word. It's going to tick down. He will go for the TP out, and that should be enough regen in the fountain to save it. Bottom lane, Milan making the attempt onto Skylark. Skylark, is he going to get himself out? He's not. Could not quite get the stun off after the silence to hold back the Night Stalker. As Milan gets himself a good solo kill. Mid lane, Kaiser playing around with the Arcane Rune, forcing MNT to back up. Thug does come across. Kaiser's got the blink though. Back to safety. Pop the other trap slow, but Kaiser a little too close to that tier 1 for the Thug TA to continue the chase.
A lot of scrappiness going on here in this point match game.
Veil now complete. Onto Madara. Thug, 1100 or so away from having that completed. Desolator. Skylark, 1300 on the road to the Blink Dagger. There's a smoke up from Mouse, looking to try and do something about this push that's coming out from Swift, J4, Milan, and 33. And they do have Ravage. It's just come back online. Chaotic offering there as well. This is a great time for them to push in. They're moving in onto Skylark. He's got the initial Fissure to try and block them off. It's a good Fissure as well. They've got to take the long route round to actually get there. They'll chop down the trees to get in onto the action, but the global silence holds them back. Mouse still on the retreat, though they have to respect these big ultimates that could come out. Spartan goes for the TP, immediately cancels it as he knows that he is in a whole world of trouble. The Fissure will be there, but it blocks Spartan in with them. Skylark couldn't really do anything anyway to save the silence, so he will be the one to fall. And they will get the chance to put some damage down in the bottom lane. At the same time, though, middle of Madara setting up camp with the Plague Wards. Kaiser trying to rotate in, but this placement of the wards just making it very hard for anyone to get close to this Inferno. So all in all, they did lose a Silencer, but they do maintain control of that bottom tier 1 as Planet Dog don't find the team fight that they would have hoped for with the Ravage of the Chaotic Offering. They do still have it for the time being, but they couldn't get that big impact down bottom.
I think it's actually a moral victory if they can even get as much as they can take. Hold on.
Right around the shrine here, yeah, there's going to be time for TP reaction. There's the Golem drop though, catches 3 into the Ravage. The Poison Over was out, but the Sonic Wave to follow through. Mouse, they've lost 2. They're going to lose Madara as well. Here's Kaiser, chases him down. They'll bring down the Veno, get the double kill for the Quap, and a beautiful fight from them there. As they head up to the high ground, drop all 3 of the big ultimates. And there is nothing that Mouse can do to react to that amount of damage at this stage of the game.
God, that was so nice. The Rock set up the 3-man Ravage. As soon as that happens, the fight's just over.
All the position. Way off. I'm off in the distance.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah,
tower
it should
is
allow
under
them to
attack.
also play the safe lane tier 1. Or do they just want to go for Skylark first? Get the safe. Alright, they do have a ward, so they will watch him running around the jungle. I think they probably do this tower
I mean,
first.
Skylar would be such a high value kill though. They know he's not got that blink yet, and they can almost know that he's going to be close to it.
Radiant's
If they
bottom
can kill him
tower is
here,
under
he's
attack.
going to go for the TP out. Golem not going to have quite enough damage on it.
That's really good at work.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom
Saw 2
tower
heroes in
has
the
fallen.
tier 1 tower. You're like, oh,
Worthy
that's
tribute.
the one.
And they need that blink on the Shaker ASAP.
Doesn't.
They've got to
He's
have
pretty
some sort of
close.
big initiation. Yeah, he is very close indeed. It's up here. He's going to have the 14-minute bounty rune and creep camp clear. That was given the money that he needs. Looks to be a no threat at that area of the map. Madara is pushing out the top lane, keeping the pressure up and keeping Kaiser and J4 busy up on top. The
Radiant's
rest
bottom tower
of Planet
is
Dogs
under
now starting
attack.
to back up and maybe turn their attention towards the middle lane.
I think it says a lot when Mouse are probably waiting for Skylark's flank over anything else, but when the Ravage is down and the Chaotic Offering is down and you still aren't showing any intent on fighting, it's a little bit worrying, I think.
TA doesn't have the blink. Shaker
Does have the Deso though.
Yeah, she does have Desert. That's why they don't want to lose the fight.
Well,
right
Skylark has his blink now,
So,
which means
I guess it's like, you don't need to go for any kills.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Vision
attack.
on the entrance of the traps. You know you've got wall control. Sentries down all over the place for Mouse. Has yet to shield. Still the other points. Pressure down to half. The man in the neighborhood. Skylark, high ground. Bring him up. In fact, they may just look to see if they can kill this off. They are going to keep Doug in the pit. And there we have it. Straight up Fiend Screw, bringing the Night Stalker down low. They'll take it. Bring the man down. Into the pit they come. The Global Silence is there. Kamaz actually finishes off. They've lost the Bane. They do get it, but 33 snatches the Aegis. The Swift Ending. He's found the double. The Ravage into the Sonic Wave. Mouse, they just melt. Triple kill for Swift Ending. Skylark's not getting home alive either as Planet Dog team wipe Mouse. As they come up to the pit at just the right time. They snatch the Aegis, they brutalize Mouse's entire lineup again with this beautiful combination of spells.
33.
How did he do it?
33,
He doesn't even
God.
have a blink dagger.
Just walks in.
He just walked in, but
Walks
like,
in.
how? All I know is I saw Night Stalker dying almost, and I was like, well, he's massively out of position. Then in comes a shapeshifted Lycan, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty good. And suddenly I look inside the pit, he's just hide everything.
They're trying to commit to defend, but immediately Planet Dog's hot on the case, jumping in, taking down Bane. They'll get Madara as well. Now starting to throw bodies aimlessly at Planet Dog in the middle lane, and that will give them the chance to easily take a tier 1.
Shaker have his blink?
He does indeed, and he has got the Echo. But with 2 men down, unlikely that he's going to look to make a jump at this time. He's got to wait for the Veno. They need an extra bit of a punch in these team fights. Thug needs that blink dagger. He's 1200, 1300 towards it. That last sequence of events absolutely huge for Planet Dog.
You couldn't honestly get any better than that.
Yeah.
I mean, taking away the Aegis from a TA lineup in of itself is good enough. Even if he just snatched the Aegis and still lost the fight, still worth. Not only did they take the Aegis, they 5-man wiped them, killed 2 more heroes,
7-man
including
wiped.
Madara, and took the
Radiant's
tier 1
top
tower.
is under attack.
Kill. A lot of kills.
Yeah, it's just...
Invisibility.
Mouse feel like they're kind of crumbling right now. It is match point. If they lose this game, it's all over.
The end of the road. Thug still looking very
Radiant's
good. He
top
is top of the
tower
net
is
worth.
under
That
attack.
blink dagger is going to still come in great timing off the back of the Deso. Looking to be around that 18-minute blink Deso
Radiant
timing, which is
structures are
absolutely
fortified.
perfectly fine on a
Dire's
CA.
middle tower is under
Start putting the
attack.
pressure on the middle lane. They know that this is time where
Radiant's
there's no
top
Ravage
tower
back up, of
is
course,
falling.
along with the chaotic offering. So it's a little hard for Planet Dog to fight into this. Poison Nova's up. Chris Lam's available as well. In fact, he jumps. They've got the sentry down. They spot out Kaiser into the Fiend's grip. And they will take down the quad. Nice heads-up play there. No hesitation from Skylark to get that instant lockdown and to get a very big kill indeed. Thug picking up the gold. That will be more than enough to find that blink dagger. As Mouse as well with the Plague Ward. TA Deso push. Getting close to bringing this tier 2 off the map as well in the mid lane. Ults are back up there. 33 goes in for the walking, try for the Ravage, but he takes too much damage. The Cracker Shell taking off the Global, comes in with the Ravage. 3-man chaotic offering. Madara does get the Poison Nova off. Can he get out? Skylark jumps back in with the Aftershock, holding back 33. MNT, Nightmare to hold back the Lycan. He's trying to get his team out of there. Madara going for the TP out. Is he going to make it? No, he's not. Swift Ending comes in with a hard-hitting crit, and he's not done yet. Looking towards MNT. The Brain Sap, not enough to save him. MNT trying for a cheeky Ancient Deny, but it's not going to be the case. Swift Ending actually loses the shapeshift form. He can't continue to chase that down. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Thug playing around with the weaker members. Fisher onto 2, takes down the Warlock. Deso, enough damage from Thug. Could go back in it potentially as the trap slow. They are healed back up. Thug, does he want to do anything crazy? He's thinking about it. Got that blink, he'll turn, go for the easier gold as he takes down the chaotic offering Gotland. So Mouse, are forced back for the time being.
Going for that rotation here, that Queen is a little bit of they had that side under Aegis. Like, initially I was just like, wow, 33 is like really super confident because he's just walking into 5. I forgot that he had snatched the Aegis and he was begging to get his Ravage off and he was mid-cast animation, Global came out, and then, like you said, they damaged him too much, Crack Shell procs. Ravage came out, Chaotic Offering came out,
Missing, they jump up to the high ground straight up with the Fiend's grip onto Milan. There's no way to cancel it. That's going to be Night Stalker down. Kaiser forced to back off Madara, landing the slow onto 33. He's going to go for the TP out, but the Nightmare's there to cancel it. Mouse, they're not only going to get themselves a Night Stalker, they're going to look to get the Tide as well. Fish is there to control him. Jump ball from Skylark with the Enchant Totem, and Spartan gets the double kill. +2/+2 up to 16. And Mouse, they've claimed the tier 2 tower in the mid as well. Starting to reclaim some of that momentum and lead that Planet Dog got earlier in the game.
These fights are starting to become
Dire's
more
middle
and more
tower
hectic.
is under
Like,
attack.
the teams are not necessarily making the perfect plays. You can see, like before, as Tsunami mentioned, when the Queen wasn't alive and they wanted to take the fight anyway, thinking that they had enough damage to be able to kill, and they were just
Dire's
mistaken
middle
this time
tower
around, just
is
being out
under
of
attack.
position, maybe not communicating properly
Radiant's
to the
bottom
team
tower
where
is
everybody
under
is.
attack.
So they just get more
Dire's
heroes picked
structures
off.
are fortified.
I mean, look at this as well. They know that they can stick around, force out the fortification. No chaotic offering. Well, they themselves, they do have Echo Slam back up. You gotta remember as well, once Thug, you want to turn and help his teammate out. MT is what's going on. The Mouse, when they get back in, they do have that Blink Echo. They're getting very close to each other. They'll just throw back the Fisher to block them off. Not wanting to take a fight in that position. And that will be enough to get MNT back to safety. It's got more than enough health to stay alive in this situation. But yeah, we've got to consider the fact that once Thug has that BKB at what looks to be a great timing, that limits a lot of what Planet Dog can actually do to stop his TA going ham after the initial ults are dropped.
Yeah, Thug's definitely going to become a problem. I mean, TA usually does become a problem at some stage just because of her ability to flash farm, and she scales like purely physical damage, which is in some cases harder to itemize against.
you have a lot of really good helper builders though.
You do. That's
Yeah,
true.
that's
Hitter, Night Stalker, and Hell even Titanfall would not even care about going for it.
I think that this game, I think the Night Stalker probably would make it first, but he's going for the Solar Crest right now. and he's letting Swift Ending just go straight into the BKB, so he'll be able to just stick to whatever target he wants. I think that TA actually kind of suffers a bit against Lycan if you don't have the control for the Lycan. Because if Lycan gets in your face and he has wolves out, your refraction gets eaten through pretty fast. Especially when you have like that Mask of Madness attacks, you need the extra armor from the Armament Toggle and stuff like that. I think it's not necessarily the best matchup in the world for a TA, but I guess if anyone can make it work, it'll probably be Thug.
Radiant's bottom
Which at least, I
tower
mean,
is under
God.
attack.
Bane isn't very reliable, but I think that 50% of like in expand that first trigger gets his combo off.
Yeah. If he gets like echoed or something, I agree.
Radiant's bottom tower is falling.
Planet Dog claim themselves another tier 2.
Dire's top tower
Immediately with
is
the
under
smoke as
attack.
well as they head up towards the top lane. Can they catch anything else and mouse out? Spartan? In a bit of a cheeky position, but he's quick with the TP out. Drops the ward, gets himself out back to safety. They'll continue to move up towards the top. They may find
Dire's
Skylar.
top tower
Looks like they're
is
hovering
under
back down
attack.
towards the bottom. They realise that this push has ended from Mouse up top. Didn't get anyone coming out of the base. Drop down the ward. See what they can see. Dara now will be in range of it, so they now get the confirmation that they're back. There'll be a scan from mousesports. It does hit. They know the Planet Dog are waiting for them outside of the base, and straight up, there's the D-ward. And if they're hovering there, there's every eventuality that they've got that vision down, waiting to make a play, and mousesports take it away.
Even after like that disastrous Roche fight, Mouse are hanging on to this game.
They're pretty much recovered from that.
Yeah, they
It's
really
back
have.
up.
It's only a 1k net worth difference, doesn't really mean anything at this point.
But 33 is starting to get some items now.
Sure, and we saw what happened when he did so in that previous Tide performance.
He can't really go refresher this game though because he's got Tranquil Boots.
There's no Midas either.
Yeah, if he's gonna go that path, he needs to buy like the Midas now and wait for everything else. But
Blinking out at just the right time. Game sense kicking in.
That is serious game stuff.
Yeah.
That creep wave was not dead.
Making sure not to be caught out by that smoke Bane TA movement. Top lane Mouse, pre-wave ground, tier 2, it's down a third of its life.
Dire's top tower
See how
is
hard they
under
want to go on the
attack.
planet and give it speed, and it does look to defend the tier 2. DD Rune at the availability, Roshan to be up very, very shortly. So here's the every chance the Mouse do wait until the Aegis. Swift Ending coming forward though. They are eyeing him up. In fact, they're going to start throwing spells out. Vicious there, jump forward from Coach, trying to bring him down. The BKB comes out, as well as the Soda Crest lay down, and one of goes for the Fiend Script. The Global Silence is there in return. The Chaotic Offering comes out in time to stop MNT, channeling the full Fiend Script. He throws his body in. He says, take me, let my team live. But they're on the chase of third. Skylar comes in with the Echo Slam, but it's 33 getting the top trump there with the Ravage into the Sonic Wave. Mouseport, they've lost 3, they've lost 4. As the side of Planet Dog, the control from 33 coming in just at the perfect moment after Mousesports have blown their big ultimates. They've thrown down the Echo Slam, and he's there to secure that fantastic setup for the Sonic Wave.
Jeez.
And that is Roche back up. That is the dream for Planet Dog.
So earlier today we were talking about during a draft about the Earthshaker and Tide matchup and how it feels really bad to play Earthshaker and Tide because as soon as you echo most of the time you're gonna get ravaged. I mean the thing is 33 didn't even have a blink, he just casually waltzed in the middle of all of them and got the ravage.
Could have gone it much earlier also. He was waiting until the Echo Slam came out and he was just like, oh, how nice of you to join me. And then all of a sudden the rest of Mousework were congregating on the slam target, but really you were just grouping up for a Ravage.
Yeah.
Such a painful series of events there for Mouse. Just straight up off the back of that fight and Roche, you're looking at a 5k lead. Once again, Planet Dog finding that advantage. You know, suddenly the Thugs TA that was setting away at the top, the gap has been closed thanks to that. Swift Ending getting a lot of money and fortune out of that team fight. On his way towards the AC next. He's got cheese in his pocket, ready to go. It's going to be, of course, the Aegis in the hands of Kaiser. Working on that. Shiva's Guard is his next item, which is going to do a whole world of good against this tier.
Yeah, I like the choice of going for the armor. I think the big thing for Mouse is that they really need to make sure that they have someone on the team that can stop the Tide from doing something. Because they have an endless overage carrier. Honestly, I wouldn't even hate it if Thug bought it. Like, just someone needs to be able to disable Kraken so they can deal with 33. They don't really have a tremendous amount of lockdown, but I think with the global silence and a Silver Edge, they can probably still kill Tide within that time. But it's gonna ruin them in fights.
Yeah.
Because there's only ever really gonna be one BKB. I mean, we've seen it, but it doesn't really feel like a game-winning choice to buy a BKB in a lot of cases. I think one of the other games we saw it in was actually when Mouse played against Neo.
Oh yeah.
And he bought the BKB to prevent the defusal mana burn.
That's right.
And also to prevent Mjolnir from getting purged. But yeah, normally you don't see that. But that's why the Tide is such a value pick here, right? Because just the lack of BKB buyers on Mouse.
Well, holds up. Planet Dog ready to go for the move. That is dispelled. MNT tries for the TP out. Now we'll bait out at least a chaotic offering goal. But that is the golem down. Just for the bait.
Dire's top tower is under
Oh, wait,
attack.
no, never mind, you don't have a group. Oh, they can
Be back in 20 seconds for Bane. Skylark. Teasing around with the top lane does back up. As he realizes he is going to be needed for this, but it's so hard for them to fight with
Radiant's
that
middle
Revenant
tower
Sonic
is
Wave.
under attack.
Still, that is a
Dire's
huge
top
amount
tower
of potential
is
in these
under
fights,
attack.
as we've seen. Ripping through Mouse's line. They're best to try and slow this down, but so how do you fight with this guy?
Radiant's middle
That's really the
tower
question,
has
isn't it?
fallen.
How do you fight it?
33 is like never out of position. It's not so much he gets into position very well, but he also is never out of position. If you can like take advantage and be like, oh, right, Tide's like off farming the jungle, or Tide's like much further behind the rest of the team. He's always in the right place at the right time.
The top fight was a bit of a gift box for him though, because
Worthy
the way the fight started, the Phoenix group was used pretty much right away, then the shapeshift and the BKB was popped by Swift Ending, and they just walked and killed the Bane straight up. And then the TA BKB'd and had to run. That's like the worst feeling, is when you have a 10-second BKB, you hit it and then you run away. You're not like using the uptime of your magic immunity to deal damage or anything like that. You just say, oh god, this fight is not going well for us. We just have to be on full retreat. So what happens is he's able to get into a good position because no one is pressuring him. He just gets to waltz in and say, oh
Radiant's
yeah,
top
I'm
tower
standing
is
in the
under
middle of your
attack.
entire team. You
This game you get a nightmare on Tide. That's incredible stuff.
Yeah. Because then someone either has to wake him up or you're just down a ravage for
Dire's
however
bottom
many
tower
seconds.
is under attack.
For the
Dire's
tier 2 for tier 2 trade, Doug. Well, that's to head back and join the rest of his team though very shortly is Planet Dog. They're heading up to the high ground. Jump forward for Skylark. Tries to get the Fisher to slow things down. Certainly will do so for a bit of time. Thug continuing on forward. Has that TP ready to go. We'll see if he wants to see, just try and get as much as he can done off the back of this. And that looks to be the case. He starts to tickle with the tower. The rest of the team keeping control of them. Thug, yeah, he's about sticking around. Is he going to head back?
Dire's bottom tower is
Only
under
when
attack.
Until then, he's just tight.
So they do hold off the push. There's the TP down. Coming now, nice wall placement as well, just to spot out any sort of reaction like that. Traps. And he's very close to that MKB, which was absolutely necessary in this game with the Solar Crest. He needs that true strike on the wall, but no. But actually did already blink, so just TP's out straight underneath the nose of the Night Stalker.
I like the MKB on the TA as well, but he also needs like a butterfly. And he might even need like an AC too, just because, again, the Lycan, if he gets in your face, it can feel very hard to like stand your ground and actually fight.
Lycan's own assault caress, just 500 gold away.
Now I guess the real question is, does he go back for Basher or does he go for something else? I think Abyss is fairly common.
Yeah, I don't really think there are any other. About
Halberd is still okay.
Halbert's still okay. Technically, Necro is also pretty good against the
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. I don't. I think Basher is less likely than Halberd.
I guess Halbert's more of a coherent effect than a basher, which can be a little bit musty.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, again, Mouse leaving some back at home to hold the fort, whilst the rest of them continue to try and take objectives as
Dire's
run
top
them
tower
out. They do get
has
the tier 2
fallen.
tower, 33's there. Good backup from Mouse as well. As already the movements coming in from Planet Dog heading straight up towards that top lane. So if they catch anyone, MNT's already TP'd out. Skylark and Thug look to be safe as well as they head into the tree line. They do scan it out just in case Milan had the chance of catching anyone out.
That was a bit of a play. Milan scouted out the same area that far more ground.
I think either way, there were two. It was hard for them to close the gap.
At most,
Yeah.
you would have been able to cancel.
Nah.
Classic Spartan.
And that is your AC complete for Swift. Things really starting to come together massively for Planet Dog. But Mouse, considering the fact that they are slightly behind in net worth, is still finding these moves to get those objectives done. So both teams without the tier 2s, but both sides yet to be able to take a tier 3. And it's going to really be the next big thing. Getting that map control, taking those lines away, securing the next Roche once it's up. We'll see when that's going to be in just under a minute.
I think Night Stalker should... Is Agnes... Oh, not going. Oh, he's going for the help.
Get that help.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine also. But either way, he is in front because, like, right now, like, more time than he should.
I think he's just more of, he's got his Solar Crest right now, he's got the gems, so he's just walking around maybe doing a little bit of dewarding and saying, okay, if I run into anybody, information gathered at least, it's pretty hard for Mouse to kill him unless they're committing like 2-3 heroes. And that's just more space for Kaiser and Swift Ending to continue getting their own farm. Oh, interesting choice. It's actually, 33 is going for Yules.
Global's actually popped it, as they were a little bit worried potentially of a turnaround straight away, I imagine. But still, Skylark, he is going to be left for to deal with a whole lot of pain. As he loses his life. They committed Chaotic, Mouse committed the Global.
Hell happened down there.
I think the Shaker, like Blink Echoed, tried to combo into a kill. Unfortunately, didn't quite pay off.
Okay, how's right now?
He's got that. And BKB very close to being completed.
He's got his bottle in his backpack, or no, his veil. Okay, never mind, he swapped them. He had his bottle in his inventory and his veil in his backpack. That was kind of weird. I guess for efficiency's sake, you could use the bottle charges.
Invisibility.
It's definitely interesting. I thought if you're gonna go that route, wouldn't you just want to buy Lotus?
So maybe he wants like a super cheap channel breaker. So he's like, I don't need to spend damage.
That's true, actually.
You don't need to spend chaotic.
That could be the
right?
case.
I'm just gonna use that dude.
I mean, the Queen already has her Yules too, but I guess you kind of want it for yourself
She
as
wants
Queen.
an offensive player.
Worthy
500,
tribute.
he can use it.
Yeah, that's
Spartan being observed by the wolves. Both got a pet. Their invisible friend.
You ever had a...
Nah.
I feel like he still has one.
Isn't that right, Johnny?
Yeah,
Yes,
it just never went away. Well, we wouldn't be able to hear it talk, only you would be able to hear it talk.
You heard him talk? He's real! Top lane, here we go. Mid lane, I mean. There's Verno jumped on, and he has not got a health in hell. He's down for 70 seconds.
He's got a buyback.
He does have a buyback. Can they force it out? That's the question.
Go into the Roche pit.
That would be the
Oh
best
my
way
god,
out.
it's
Look at
gonna
the
spawn.
timing.
It's gonna spawn.
Well, I mean, it's like one of the latest times.
Yeah. I just mean it's still fortuitous that
Yeah.
you find a kill on a hero like Venno,
That's true.
and it's gonna be up as soon as you kill him. Of course, Miles will know this too. But
See how much he did get away with. He's playing it so safe though. He really
Dire's
doesn't want to
bottom
get
tower
caught.
is Roshan has fallen to the
Standing up.
battlefield.
And indeed, there we have Cheese picked up by the tide. Aegis into the hands of Kaiser.
After that one mid-tier 2 fight, playing doggy mid. So like, so if all 5 of our heroes are up, we're not getting that little vertical dip ever again.
Yeah, that was optimism at its finest, I think is how we can describe that fight. But like you mentioned, it's been pretty well executed. That top fight was a thing of beauty. Everything went more or less perfectly.
Yeah.
And it was a really important fight too because it was 2 10-second BKBs, one from each side. Like that kind of thing for a TA playing into a Ravage, which might eventually become 2 Ravages, the Queen of Pain and a good old Crippling Fear.
Smoke up behind Thug here, trying to bait some action from Planet Dog. They are not interested. They themselves, the opposite half of the map.
I respect that move. Enemy team has Aegis, and if you think you can take a fight into it, that's very confident.
And they know that Ravage is still down for 30 seconds. That's what they were trying to play around, but it's not going to happen. I assume they all have TPs like good little boys. Well, 20 seconds on TAs.
Yeah, but Venom needs to go back and start from 22.
They've got TPs on the rest of them, and indeed, they're already backing up. They'll leave Thug here, keep putting the pressure on. But this, this would be the big catch if they can punish the TA for this sort of play. And already, 3 of them making their way back up to the top lane. J4 Milan, as well as Kaiser. Can they catch Mouse? MNT,
Dire's top
he'll
tower
be
is
safe.
under attack.
Thug, how safe's he going to play it? He's got to be careful. They've got the Yule set up. Can he get his way out of this one? He pops the BKB and the TP. But the Chaotic Offering Stun comes out through the Magic Immunity. Thug in a whole world of trouble. He's been left behind. He'll be taken down. And they'll punish the TA. Punish Thug for that sort of play, that split push that he's trying to get away with. Bottom lane, coming in nice Fisher to make sure that the Ravage doesn't come off. Catching these 2 out. So Skarlock and Madara get themselves back up to safety. But with the TA off the map, Planet Dog know that they can try and go for these pushes. They still have the Ravage. They could try and force it out. That buyback.
You ever play CS, either of you?
Not that much.
Not that much.
Alright, so that felt like the moment where like you're watching a corner for like 10 minutes, and then finally you go out the corner. Here was the last person. That's the worst case scenario.
Oh, Madara! He gets forced out. He tried to force himself back in, but he can't quite do it. He keeps Glimmer Cape. Can they actually keep this man alive? The Urn's healing him's not enough. Madara's down for 70.
Oh, he doesn't have buyback. Oh, God.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it now.
Oh, okay, he has it now.
Just had enough gold. He was on the verge of not having it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I was about to say, that's disastrous.
There we have buyback coming out from the Venom. There's the jump forward. Skylark. That Echo is holding on to it for now. They do have Poison Nova as well here. Swift ending. There's that BKB on cooldown. Still has the cheese though to swallow. Fiend's Grip. He's not going to get the chance to do it. They force him out of range. Can they kill it with that Fiend's Grip damage? They can't. Swift ending survives. And he'll be fine. There goes the cheese. Straight down the throat. Back up to full health and full mana. But they do hold. Did cost them the Venom buyback, but they managed to protect Thugs. They did not need to use it.
If they can take the fight now with the use of the Aegis on the Queen, with no buyback,
What's the time like that?
Still quite a
50
while.
seconds. Yeah, it's a little while. Even just getting the tier 3 is a big deal.
15k gold these now.
Went
Planet
for
Dog.
the cheeky 4-stat play.
33. That's a big play. What's that goal?
Quick fish in the gale, any sort of harassment they can cheaply throw out without endangering their own lives to slow this down. Swift back up. Let's get first. For the Fiend Script for 40 seconds. Knight actually jumping incredibly aggressively, asserting their dominance around this bottom rack. Skylark pops out the Fisher, gets himself out just in time with the Glimmer Cape and the Blink Dagger, but it's already too late on this bottom lane. The melee racks as well as the range taken down. Planet Dog get what they came for, and Mouse unable to make them pay. Mid lane, Thug was there, putting on a bit of split push pressure, did do quite a bit to this tier 3 tower. And that at this point really seems like the best point of call for Mouse to get themselves back in. They have to try and outmaneuver this group up and go of Planet Dog, but it's proving to be so hard with the lead the Planet Dog have on their course.
Yeah, I thought they might go for some kind of TP cancel play and let Thug potentially go for the mid-racks and just get a trade. But the danger of doing that is when you cancel the TPs, you just might die. And if, for example, Madara was one of the heroes who died and he didn't have buyback, then there's a chance that you just get counter racks and maybe even make it at that point. So it's a hard decision for Mouse to make, you know, deciding if they want to try to chase that out. And again, 33, he walks into the tree line. He makes Skylark pretty much use his spells and then blink away, which means that if he can't blink in, he has no echo, and the 12 seconds it takes for the blink dagger to come off cooldown, the racks are just dead. So even though that blink looked really weird, and the Tidehunter walking forward, it was like an aggressive play, it was just posturing because they knew that the TA was mid, and that Thug hadn't TP'd back to base, so they were just able to claim the racks.
To be fair, that was pretty like optimistic Skylark because Darkness was off cooldown and Night Stalker is almost certainly going to use it out, and he will probably also use Hunt. Yeah, that was definitely the intention. We're kind of sacrificing this, but hopefully
Worthy tribute.
Yeah, I think that Skylark, because he went for the Glimmer Cape, he kind of has to be closer. He doesn't have a Force Staff.
Yeah.
So he can't stand, you know, super far away.
I was going for heals. Have you been getting Crippling Fear or something?
I don't think
I mean,
so.
he's at that queued up for a long time. You know, his game has really slowed down. He's not had the chance to get any sort of farm, it feels.
I mean, I guess what he can do is he can like Echo Slam and then immediately use it.
Yeah.
But then Ravage is still going to come. I don't know. I think Force Staff is better interest.
I'm always a fan of the old Force Staff on Shaker. Increasing your initiation range on that hero was never going to be a bad thing.
I've got that extra cheese on Swift once again.
Whatever happened to 8? I thought the new 8 ones would be super.
Ah, the quickening.
Well, your base int and base mana regen have to be good for a percentage to really matter.
That's true.
And I think it's only 50, isn't it? Or is it more? But yeah, the plus the change. No, it's actually 100.
Oh, yeah,
Same.
it
It's
goes
a
up
void
void
stone.
stone.
Yeah, duh. Has to be 100. But yeah, the fissure cast range that they replaced with the respawn talent kind of also makes up for it. So if you feel like you want the Ether Lens cast range, the fissure range is 350. So it's like massive. Although this game you might consider just getting echo damage because your team is behind. I mean, that's assuming
they need every bit of damage they can get.
That's assuming he hits 20. By the way, he went movement speed instead of 50 damage. You do not see that very often.
Kind of depends on when he hit it. I imagine
He
the lane
did. He did only just hit it.
Yeah, he just now. If the damage is amazing. TA is good enough at clearing creep waves. Venom is good enough at clearing creep waves. I think at this point, you just saying that increase your range. Technically, stunt.
Yeah, I suppose. I've been watching too many NA shakers, I guess. I'm used to the treads 50 damage shaker, like every game.
Mjolnir, Queen of Pain.
Oh, he's already 25? Oh, man.
This is
whoa,
where the
wow.
fun begins.
I thought it was one step ahead. Wow, okay.
Smoked up. Ready to go down on the bottom lane. Mouse cannot allow themselves to get caught out. Spartan on the front lines here. Quick force back. Isaac gets the Shadow Strike connection, but the Glimmer Cave's there. MNT holding back the quad with the Nightmare. Mouse just backing off. Then he has the DD. There's the Ravage. Gets all 5 of them. The Chaotic Offering connects onto 3. The Sonic Wave as well. They'll buy back on the Shaker, but they've lost 2 Thug. Trying to get himself back to safety. Will survive. No buyback though on the Bane, no buyback on the Silencer. They have used all their ultimates for this Planet Dog. Can the remaining 3 of mousesports force them back? They move towards the mid lane. Kaiser hitting into the tier 3. Madara did put the poison over Thug. What can he do in terms of getting them off his base? The fortification comes out. Throwing out the fissures. They will buy time for Silencer. and Bane to get back into the game. Looking towards Kaiser, but he has so much survivability. The disarms there on the TA. He's forced back. They're trying to keep him alive. Gets the blink off thanks to the refraction. Madara surrounded, throws back with the Gale, but they've lost the Venom. There's no buyback on him for 90 seconds. They have the Silencer and the Bane back, but the mid-racks have fallen. One lane left, standing up for Mouse. Skylar's coming forward, he jumps in with the Echo, the Global as well. They need to get kills out of this. The Fiend's Grip is there, but immediately cancelled by the Yaws. MNT chased down as Kaiser jumps forward. He's looking for the bigger kills, getting Skylar. Thug trying to turn, bringing Kaiser down low, but he can't quite finish off the kill. He BKBs, refractions, trying to back away. Turns back towards them, but they've been mega creeped. Planet Dog, they've done the damage. 33 jumps in with the anchor smash. They'll buy back on the TA, doing everything to try and hold in on this one. Jump forward, looking for the potentially easier kills, but Milan, he's too tanky. He survives. Thug forced back. Kaiser jumps in, though the Fatal Bond's doing work. Thug's going to go down. It's a dieback. It's GG. Game over. Planet Dog are your successors here in the EU qualifiers as they will move on to the TI in Seattle as it's the end of the road for Mal.